I go and I participate at work and I add value into corporate America, understanding that my compensation is tied to my performance. My bonuses, my equity that I get into the company is tied to how well I do for the company. That's why executives make so much. That's why CEOs make so much. That's why people that get recruited into the company and then negotiate their wages a little bit differently, that's not just a part of the union, they don't have to advocate for it. They negotiate it because people already see the value and they petition for them to become a part of the organization. Why we don't look at it and why we don't take that same approach when it comes to relationships? Because the equity that you get into it is tied to the performance of the company. So if you directly tied the compensation and the well-lived life and all of the kids and everything to the performance of the man, what would your compensation look like? Oh, if we approach this, because y'all want to be bosses, remember? Remember how women came to the front of the congregation and they said, listen, I'm looking for a partner. Okay, well, a partner actually gets equity, which means that if the company don't make shit and it goes bankrupt, you get nothing. But you know what y'all want? Y'all want a safety net. You want a golden parachute. You don't want to go down with the ship. You just want the ship to give you every piece that it got off of it, and then you want to salvage it and then jump on to the next ship. You're not really about this life. That's what real relationships and real marriages are all about. That's what real growth is all about. That's what real buying into the company is all about. When you join a startup or when you join these organizations, you get a base salary that's very small. If you look at any CEO's compensation, their base salary in most instances is well under $1 million. Their base salary is well under $1 million. Their compensation is directly tied to the performance of the company. So if you look at, I think his name is Andy Jasper. He's the CEO of Amazon. He was the replacement for Jeff Bezos, right? And so his compensation in 2023 was only his base salary. He didn't get the big bonuses. He didn't get the big equity packages. He didn't do anything. You know why? Because the company didn't do as good as he advertised or he signed up for as far as what his total compensation was going to be. So he didn't get his rewards. He didn't get his money. But I didn't see anybody complaining about that. You know why? Because your compensation is directly tied to how well you run the company. If the company don't profit, if the company ain't growing, and the shareholders ain't benefiting, and the people that's the chairman, and they don't like your compensation or how well you did, you don't get nothing. And nobody complains about it. But when everybody do well, you do awesome. That's why they was willing to give Elon Musk everything they gave him. His stock options and the way that his equity vested was all based off of how well he drove up profits for every single person that was an investor in Tesla. That's the way that it played out. That's the way that it went. But when it comes to relationships, you want everything and you don't want to risk nothing. You're not willing to build. You're not willing to grow. You're not willing to push. You're not willing to add value. You don't want your compensation to be tied to the success of the man. And I say this all the time, that you become the beneficiary of his greatness. So if you pick a piece of shit man, you can't say that I deserve better. You know why? Because you don't. You deserve exactly what you got. You knew that he was trash when you got with him. And you opened up your legs to him and had his baby before you even married him. And it ain't that he wasn't marrying you. It was that you never required him to because you knew he wasn't shit when you got with him. But you wanted that kid though. Most women look to trap guys that are rich. They're not looking to marry him. They're looking to get a kid by him. They'll do anything to get that jizz. They'll do anything to get the jizz, but they won't do as much to get the ring. Sickening, man. It's genuinely sickening. Genuinely sickening of what we see happening today. And again, I want nothing more than to see you guys get married. I want nothing more than to see you guys get married. Nothing more. You know why? Because it's not that I want to see y'all just married because of religious purposes, but I know that your kids is going to turn out and they got a much greater chance. Listen, forget the kids. You got a much greater chance of being happy when you are in something that you truly believe in, that you can see yourself in for the rest of your life. You're not going to have no duress. You're not going to be out here lonely. You're not going to be out here crashing out. You're not going to be out here for the streets. You're not going to be out here giving bad advice. You're not going to be a bitter baby mama on TikTok, Instagram, and on YouTube talking about how you want to join the 4B movement. Your kids is going to turn out better, right? You're going to have awesome times, vacation. Everything is going to turn out much, much greater because you got the right mentality and you approaching it the right way. And you decided to pick the person that picked you that was best for you in the first place. You didn't leave him behind. You didn't think that you was going to go out to college and slut it out and then you was going to come back and find him after you was a single baby mama and then be sitting here talking about how everybody's supposed to be step crash dummies. I should not even be having a conversation with y'all telling y'all that you shouldn't be a step crash dummy if you did it the right way in the first place. Have you ever noticed that? Nobody ever has a conversation that says, Anton, you know what? You wouldn't be having this conversation if it wasn't so many single baby mamas. We don't have conversations about things that's not an issue in the community. I don't have to worry about people getting mad at me when you doing things the right way. Only hit dogs holler. Why? Well, listen, you can't make me mad at you about something that doesn't apply to me. If you say, man, I can't stand these broke dudes, I'm going to be looking like, I don't know what she's talking about, but I'm having a good time. I don't get offended by something that don't apply to me. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I can't stand it. I'm sure they probably can't stand you either for saying that you don't like broke dudes. And I'm not really sure if you've been approached by a lot of broke dudes, but that's weird to me. I just be looking like, dang, why is she so loud over there? I say, hey, don't be a step crash dummy. I can't believe it. Got the biggest mouth. Shark feet. Shark food. Just mouth just wide open. Just talking and mad and angry. Damn. You must be a single baby mama. Yeah, and I seen a chick that was on, I forgot what the name of the show is, but I did a review video on the other day. And she was talking about how she don't like guys that's now embracing this soft guy era. Which we all know that a lot of these girls is delusional at the fact that it's just really guys trolling them about the fact that, you know what I'm saying? They got these overarching large demands, but they don't really have any value that they bring into the relationship. And then I continued to watch the video, and she said it was some chick that, okay, so I guess it was some Porsche chick that was married to some Nigerian or Africa or whatever. But before that, it was another girl that was talking to her. Now, I think her name was Phelan or something like that. I'm sure the women that's watching this, they can actually understand what I'm saying. So some chick named Phelan, and she was saying that she about to do some new show where she doing dating and she looking to find her man and her spouse and her mate. And then she said that she had 4 baby daddies. She had 4 kids by 4 different fathers, but she looking for a guy on her level. I was like, the standards is in hell.